One of the biggest influencers in my life is Jocko Willink. He's the author of numerous books on leadership, where he shares his leadership experiences learned in the Navy SEAL teams in combat and how those leadership experiences can be applied to business and life. So what does eye surgery have to do with war, SEALs, combat, and Jocko? It's because when we apply the 4 laws of combat and the 5 mindsets for victory to our life, our business, our profession, we can evolve and make a bigger impact on the battlefield of life. So let me go through these 4 laws of combat and 5 mindsets for victory that Jocko and his team at Echelon Front composed and made into this poster that hangs on a wall in our office and explain how it applies to this one eye surgery case. This is a 58-year-old woman who came to see me on March 10th, 2022. She had received the crystalens implant to both eyes in 2019 at another surgical practice and had subsequent YAG capsulotomies to both eyes. She had 2 requests. She wanted to see her golf ball better on the fairway after a drive without glasses. And number 2, she wanted to read better without glasses. She came in with 4 pairs of reading glasses and said, I am really tired of relying on these 4 sets of reading glasses. So what did I initially advise her? I said, leave your eyes alone. Your vision is pretty good. Did she ultimately accept my recommendation? No. So, after a long discussion with her about the pros, cons, and risks of removing her crystal lens from her left eye and possibly replacing it with a panoptix lens to help her far and near vision without glasses improve, she chose to schedule this surgery. Our mission on this surgery from March 22nd, 2022 is to remove the crystal lens, perform an anterior vitrectomy, then place the panoptix lens in a procedure called an intraocular lens exchange. So let's discuss the 5 mindsets for victory. Number 1, humility. You might be the greatest surgeon in the world, but if you get the sense that a patient's request is irrational or unreasonable, you have to be humble enough to politely decline their request. You have to realize that you can't make every patient happy with their vision. Though I performed hundreds of intraocular lens exchange procedures, I advised her that she shouldn't have surgery because I sensed that her expectations may be higher than what I would be able to deliver on. So I kept my ego in check and drew a red line and said no to her request for surgery. Now, ultimately, after giving it some thought, she accepted the uncertainty of an intraocular lens exchange and still wanted to pursue surgery to help her see better far and near from her left eye without glasses. Innovate and adapt. Over my career, I've learned to be comfortable being very uncomfortable in order to expand and improve my skill set as a surgeon. When difficult situations arise, I work hard to figure out solutions to difficult or complex situations to help our patients see as well as they possibly can. Extreme ownership. Once we accepted the mission to perform this patient's surgery, we had to take ownership of the situation and formulate a plan A, plan B, and even a plan C. Once we start surgery, there is the expectation and the responsibility of the surgeon to have the skill and ability to help this patient achieve their goal, better vision far and near without glasses. This patient is paying out of pocket for this elective procedure, and once we start this surgery, we can't make excuses or blame others for this patient's outcome. We have to take ownership and responsibility for the success or failure of this mission, this surgical procedure and outcome. So what did we do to plan this surgery? First, we dilated her pupil during her preoperative exam to assess the dimensions and condition of the capsular bag. The bag seemed stiff and fibrotic through the slit lamp microscope. Additionally, the capsular rhexis opening was centered. We have removed crystal lenses in the past in this scenario. Our plan A was to remove the crystal lens from the capsular bag, then place the panoptix inside the capsular bag. Our plan B was to remove the crystal lens, then place the panoptix in a reverse optic capture configuration where the haptics would be inside the bag and the optic would be anterior to the capsular rhexis. Our plan C would be that if she was not happy with the panoptix lens, that we could perform an additional intraocular lens procedure, perhaps with a Vivity lens, and or do LASIK surgery if needed to optimize her vision with her new lens implant. Default aggressive or default action, or as I like to say, prior preparation prevents poor performance. The battle is won or lost before it even begins. Using the LensStar biometer, we calculated the panoptix lens power for emetropia using the Holiday 2 formula for pseudophakic eyes with an acrylic IOL in the eye. This formula would predict the panoptix lens to use if we were able to place the new IOL inside the capsular bag. Our plan B would involve calculating the IOL using an adjustment in power with the optic in the sulcus instead of the bag. For this calculation, I use Warren Hill's extraordinary website, dr-hill.com, and use his amazing work to calculate the lens power adjustment that is needed if we place the optic in the sulcus instead of the capsular bag. Discipline equals freedom. I realized that most surgeons would not operate on this patient. This is a demanding patient with a high expectation. She sees well enough. Leave her alone. But the reality is that this patient is extremely frustrated and motivated and ultimately accepts the uncertainty of her outcome. She's willing to accept the risk in order to achieve her visual goal, clear, far, and near vision without glasses, that she is not achieving with her crystal lens. Because over my career, I've put in the work, physically, mentally, emotionally, working with patients in how I communicate with them, developing new surgical tricks and maneuvers, and building a surgical team and organization that can help us help patients such as this one, I knew that there was actually a high chance that we could meet this patient's expectations. If you view the videos on my YouTube channel, the videos are usually not presenting the simple, easy cases. They usually present the difficult or challenging ones that we have to solve. Why? Because by maintaining high standards every single day as a human and as an ophthalmologist, I've evolved and improved my ability to tackle more complex problems. A lifetime of discipline equals freedom of opportunity, freedom to do things that others are unwilling or unable to do. Now let's talk about the laws of combat. Number 1, prioritize and execute. During this procedure, I stay focused, yet at the same time, stay detached. It doesn't help me, the patient, or our surgical team if I get emotional, tense, or anxious during the surgery. I tune out any negativity and focus on staying calm while we methodically move toward our mission objective to safely explant this crystal lens and place the panoptix inside the capsular bag. It has taken me 25 years to learn how to control my emotions during difficult situations, but because I realize the importance of this behavior for our team and the patient, we are much better as an organization. Decentralized command. In preparing this patient for surgery, it is our surgical team composed of administrative staff, surgical coordinators, technicians, and nurses that helps us provide this patient the best experience at every touch point within our office. I've learned that training our team through effective leadership is the single most important part of creating a successful organization. We train our staff enable and empower them, and incentivize them to deliver outstanding service. As CEO of our organization, developing our team, our people, and defining the mission is the single most important responsibility I have. Because if the team hasn't been trained and doesn't understand the mission, then our patients will not receive the best care. The surgeon is only one piece of the success of our mission to deliver outstanding care. Simple. Our mission is simple and in our mission statement that when someone wants the very best care for their eyes, to experience life to its fullest, that we have trained, prepared, and have as our ethos, providing the best possible care available in the world at all levels: customer service, administrative support, billing, medical and surgical care with a compassionate and caring spirit. Cover and move. We work as a team in our organization on a daily basis. If a staff member is out, we have another staff member that is cross-trained on their responsibilities, cover for the absent staff member. Similarly, we will hold low performers on our team to account for low performance, because we have the mindset that if one team member fails, then we all fail. We need to either develop that low performer in our organization to bring their skills and performance to the high standards that we set, or replace them with another individual that can meet our high standards to deliver on our mission to be the best organization that we strive to be. So how did this patient's journey end? She came back on April 7th, a little more than 2 weeks after her surgery, for her follow-up with 20/20 far vision, 20/20 or J1 plus near vision, and a plano refraction. She can see her golf ball now without glasses and read now without using the 4 pair of reading glasses that she needed prior to surgery. She's happy, and we successfully achieved our mission using the 4 laws of combat and the 5 mindsets for victory. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video useful. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.